At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Okay, well, we have rational thoughts today, of course. We have a lot of rational thoughts. Matter of fact, it's going to be so rational, you're not going to know what's going to happen to yourself. I have got on the show today a dear friend, a prolific author, a rocket scientist, an attorney, an entrepreneur. His resume is actually about 14 pages long, so I can't go through the whole thing. But I will tell you that every time you get lost and you're going to go order for pizza, you can thank this man for GPS coordinates. Every time you've got efficiency at the post office or you're printing at home, you can thank this man. And there's about how many other patents do you have, Mohan? I think you have like 16. How many patents do you have now?
About 20.
About 20 patents. So we won't go through all of them because some of them are classified too, I'm sure. So I don't know if you want to give me a brief 3-minute rundown on your biography. I'm just hinting at the things I know about. Founderstamps.com, worked at NASA on the GPS program. Has done a bunch of IPOs. That's the short version. You want to expand on that?
Thanks, Doug. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Yeah, I came as a student from India, came to Caltech, which of course, one of the prestigious schools in the country or world. I worked with very, very smart people like Richard Feynman was one of my professors. So then I went to work for JPL at NASA. It's interplanetary satellite navigation. That was my area of interest. Then I moved to the Department of Defense, working for Global Positioning System, which now everybody uses it.
Right.
Then due to family reasons, I quit the job and went to law school, became a lawyer, and started working with small to medium companies, the entrepreneurs in the areas of intellectual property, raising capital, M&A, and taking company public. Then I said to myself, maybe, I'm doing this all for others. Maybe I should do it for myself.
Yes.
Because that's how I became an entrepreneur. And in the entrepreneur journey, it's interesting. I could, of course, there are a lot of surprises and failures, but I did take 4 companies public. And I also helped sell, after going public, sell it to private equity, like Stamps.com was sold for $6.6 billion. And InvestNet was sold to Bain Capital for $4.5 billion.
Yeah, I often say you sold Stamps twice, so you're a smart guy.
Everything is
Public and
selling.
then back to private equity. That was good.
Yeah. And now I subsequently I started this new company, but not started new. It is already 12, 13 years old.
Yep.
It's called now, you started as a second opinion expert, but it is called the DRE Health. DRE stands for Dr. AI. So that's now my journey trying to take that company public. Hopefully it'll happen sometime in 26.
Yep.
And so it's interesting. And of course, as you know, during this period, I've been able to write a few books and shared my various experiences to people. And I got a lot of good feedback from people who read it. And in fact, right now, we were just talking about this Sunshade project,
Yes.
which that's very interesting because I thought of this in 21 and put it in my book, Autobiography of an Immigrant. And in the last week, I heard Elon Musk is going to do it.
Yep.
And that's a great an opportunity. Something. This is really the idea is to use technology and space to, control the climate change, or even kind of help humanity for a long time, but at the same time, without worrying about a fossil fuel problem or carbon problem. I mean, it's the right approach in my mind. So
Yes.
that's happening.
I have so many questions for you. We're going to talk about a lot today in our short time together. Maybe we'll have to do a second one. I know you're traveling to India soon, so we'll probably do two. Um, you've got such a storied career and all these things. You didn't even mention the fact that you were number two to be a Bollywood star too. You know, you took the scientific path, but you were one audition away from becoming a Bollywood star. I know that as well. So I'm glad the scientific community embraced you. And man, you're about to go to Vietnam, and they said, "Nah, you better over at NORAD here." I think that was a much better use of your brain power. So we appreciate that.
I mean, that's a time. You know, one thing I learned: um, you never know what the tomorrow is about. You just do it the best you can do it today, and sometimes the path, the fork comes, and sometimes you choose a wrong path, or sometimes you choose the right path.
Yeah.
But you make the decision based on your best
Yeah.
belief, and
Right.
then go with it. That's the what I'd advise people, because you cannot say that you can't go back and really correct it. You can navigate it going forward.
I often say the busier I am, the luckier I get. So if you want to increase your luck, just get busy, and you'll find it. You're not going to hit all home runs, but you only need to hit a couple of them to do well.
Exactly.
So we've worked together on a lot of your books, right? From the autobiography of an immigrant, Life with AI, Start Small, Dream Big, your travel book. We got a new one coming out, Power of Laziness. We're gonna talk about that today. And there's another one coming out, a novel I know that we're working on as well. So you love books, you love authoring. What was it about publishing that interested you in the first place? You've done all these things from GPS and stamps.com and M&A and IPO. Like, hey, I think I want to do a book too. What was the reason for starting on that journey?
I think the writing a book it's a tough job to me, because I have published a lot of professional papers in professional journals because of scientific results. That's how the science grows. But I have never written a book, especially a story type book. But then I thought, primarily because of something for my children and my grandchildren to know about my roots. So maybe it's not a bad idea to write story about you, what you have done, or what the journey has been. So that is how the first book was kind of. In fact, I used to walk on my lawn and dictate on my cell phone, just like talking to myself. But then in the night, I will look at it. It is, of course, talking language is not that like writing. Then I correct it, hopefully make it as good as possible before the book. Yeah, that's how that took almost 2.5 years of time to come up with that. But that has been a wonderful experience. In fact, I asked my first granddaughter, who she was in 12th grade, to write a foreword for that book. And now she's she graduated from Oxford Law. She's a lawyer. She's in London. But this was when she was in high school. She wrote it, and I thought, in fact, when I talked to my friends, if you don't read the book, just read the foreword. It's only 1 page or 1.5 page, and she was so sweet. But that kind of it's more for the children and the grandchildren to know the roots where we come from.
So, for legacy standpoint, your first big book, right? Not scientific ones, but this one, it's a legacy book. It channeled and talk about your experiences, your values, your whole journey. But Mohan, you've done a bunch of other books way past that, and most people your age, I know you're over 60. Most people your age, they're like playing golf, and you've been very successful. Why do you what drives you to keep going?
Okay, I think I'm comfortable enough. I can do whatever I want to do.
Right.
That's that's a very great position to be in. But I have a philosophy in my mind. I only do two things. One, I only do things which I enjoy, I like. That's very important to me. But at the same time, I want to do that which will help somebody else. So if I write a book, I enjoy writing book. I mean, writing meaning thinking, drafting. I mean, it's a process. But at the same time, that book may help one student or many students or many readers. It can give something, sharing your. So that's the reason I enjoy writing books. It's purely out of, I mean, which I enjoy, but at the same time, it has a some direct benefit to it.
Yeah. Okay. Terrific. All right. So we're going to talk about the most recent book that's been published recently, the Power of Laziness, which I know is also your TEDx talk. So what's that about?
Okay. Power of laziness is, as a matter of fact, you know this very well. I was kind of invited to give a TED talk. So I did not know. They didn't give any subject or anything. They said anything you want, you can talk about it. So
I can. You know what? One of our good friends, Rico Pena, had some openings for his TEDx event, and he contacted me and said, "Oh, we need to bring Mohan and Jeff Getty and myself there." And like, you've got such a amazing career. Like, what I talk about? I'm like, and I think that's where I coined the phrase, the power of laziness. But I want to talk about the book and how that really blossomed from a TEDx talk into a full-size book about being lazy.
Yeah, no, but since there was no particular subject matter to talk about, of course, I didn't want to repeat my life story again, give a talk, but I thought if you look at it, even the power of laziness is of course, it's a general kind of knowledge type of thing. However, it's because of it's me, because I think whatever I accomplished, I mean, not much, but whatever it is, it's because of really I don't want to do things. I am lazy enough not to do, but at the same time you do things smarter, not harder. So the whole idea was, but how can you be smarter? So that means you have to be creative, you have to be innovative, you have to think out of the box, and that being lazy helped me to do many of those things. And if I did, then I went and started looking at the research, how world has transformed. Look, olden days, if you remember, people used to carry the rock on their back and walk, or whenever they have to move anything, they used to put everything on their back and hold it. And I'm talking about times. Somebody didn't want to do it. He said, maybe that's not the way. That's how the wheel was invented. Because if you have a wheel, now you can put it and pull it.
Yeah.
So it's much easier than on your back. So that's because of his laziness of taking this rock on this back and moving. So as an example, every invention, every innovative things people have done, in my opinion, is just because they wanted to do less, meaning they didn't want to work that hard or work. It's not a harder being smarter. So even the AI today, what is AI? People don't want to do many things. It's the machine doing things. So it's a pure transformation from the time you can think of today, and this will continue to evolve as we go forward. That's the power of laziness.
Okay. So just to be clear, being lazy doesn't mean you sit around doing nothing. It means you're being creatively lazy. Is that right?
Correct. Lazy, you see, people cannot do nothing. It's very hard. I mean, you get tired of doing nothing. But at the same time, this gives you the power of laziness to do what you enjoy. That's the main, that doing things in a better way. That means you don't want to repeat like in the olden days, even today in some part of the world, they take this big rock and hit it and to make small rocks.
Right.
You don't need people to do it. That's a mundane, there are ways you can take any rock into any type of things. Machines do all these things today.
This is when I started talking about The Rock, And inventing the wheel is what I came up with.
Yes, that's a beautiful picture. That's
From
a,
Gary Larson. I thought that was pretty funny. Okay.
yeah, the whole idea is thinking smarter
Yeah.
gives you better result. And look at the quality of life. Go back,
Yes.
why you go back 1,000 years? Go back 50 years,
Right?
100 years.
100 years. Yeah.
Today the quality of life is it's incredibly better, and as you go forward, in fact, I heard a interview of Elon Musk the other day. He's saying into 10 to 15, which I don't know whether I totally agree with him, but he's, of course, he's smarter. He's saying into 10 to 15 years from today, people don't need to work at all. You can have everything you want without doing any work. And he is even making a
Yeah.
kind of an abstract statement.
Right.
Money has no value.
Well, when they print it up left and right, of course, it does go down in value. But let's talk about that for a minute, because I'd love to get your economic perspective on that. Because you talk about people being smarter. I think you're as smart as Elon, but I'm down the chain there a little bit. But I think about, like, okay, so AI is an example, makes our, and all inventions make our life easier. This microphone, this pen, I mean, everything has made it easy. I don't have to go get a goose feather and do a quill and ink. I got this thing. So AI is going to make our jobs even easier, but you're saying eventually people don't have to work. I'm curious about the economic model for not working and feeding myself. How does that?
I think that is why I'm not 100%
Yeah.
with him. However, what he says, I think there is no need to work because everything will be available to everybody.
Yeah, the genius in my pocket.
That's
I love that
more
idea.
like a utopian society,
Right.
which theoretically may be possible, but I don't know whether 10 to 15 years is the right time. He also made another comment, which is interesting. In 3 years, which is a very short time,
Yeah.
in 3 years, there won't be practically the interest rate will go to zero and it will become deflationary. Everything will be in 3 years. That's this
That'd
is
be
a podcast.
Good, I think. Why is that going to happen?
Because in my book, I
Yeah.
predicted Life with AI. I predicted three things. One, there will be a near-term chaotic condition because a lot of people will lose jobs, and that will create economic certain uncertainty and things like that. That I think it's already started. In fact, there is this new graduates coming from college have a very hard time
Programmers.
getting job. Yeah, it's a very. Anyway, that's okay. That I think is a correct statement, but it's not 3 years or 3 to 5, even 10 years, I believe.
Whatever. Yeah.
The- Then number two, I predict saying that the economic beneficiary, the market value of companies will go
Yeah.
very, very rapidly. In
Yeah,
fact,
I can see that.
Elon kind of made an assessment, which I think there are like thousands of companies in public companies, but he thinks the Magnificent Seven will continue to be the dominant force.
Yeah,
because of
probably. They
AI.
got, they got it's beyond economic influence, right? They got technical influence in our lives,
They
right? We
control,
can't,
they control the whole
Yeah, right,
world.
right,
That's the statement he made. But in my opinion, every industry, anywhere, the corporate value, the value of the market value will go up. That's the second. The third thing I did say, the goods and services will become much cheaper, but not
yeah.
free. You cannot have a free, see, if there is no need to work, meaning you can get everything free in 10 to 15 years, then all goods and services has to be available free. It's more socialistic or something like that.
yeah, a
Which
capitalistic
I
model will
don't-
not survive that. Yeah.
I don't see that happening, but there is some similarities. At least the trend is the reason is, of course, if corporations are making money, how can you then charge people less? But there will be enough to go with it.
Yeah,
such
as long as
that
there's
both
as long
sides-
as there's real competition there, and
Yeah.
not crony capitalism, but as long as there's real competition, then prices will naturally drop, I believe, provided there's real competition.
Yes.
If
I
there's no
mean,
real competition, I don't know.
yeah, but that means there has to be an economic
Yeah.
activity happening. So people have to be involved. You can't, everybody cannot, lie down in the beach and everything will be taken care of. I would be very surprised. That will never happen. And people won't like to do that as well because
Yeah, no, we're
they
meant
want
to
to be creative to some extent. Yeah. So, but anyway, so that's the
Yeah. So
economic.
back to economics, though, getting deflationary interest rates to zero. We saw that with Japan, obviously,
Yes.
back in the '80s. They went to zero for many, many decades. Had not
In fact,
recovered.
in some like Switzerland or some few places, interest rate was negative.
Yeah,
You
right.
pay-
Better to put it under your mattress. Well, that begs the question. We're going to go off on a couple tangents here because I'm really curious about your opinion on this. So, I know the monetary policy is just a mess, right? We have whatever it is, several. I mean, the trillions of dollars we owe is being borrowed from somewhere. I mean, it's weird. So, what do we do about that? I mean, is crypto gonna supplant currency? I guess that's
No,
where I'm
not
going.
really. I'm not in that cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. That area is kind of still in its own vagueness. Okay, that may have, I mean, cryptocurrency, for example, if you take Bitcoin, there is some correlation with the limitation of energy, power, energy as there are only so much you can. So that would be a possibility, but that's quite downstream. I don't want to go into that.
Okay.
However, the current debt we have, 38 trillion or whatever,
Yeah.
the huge amount, I'm not really concerned about it, honestly. The reason it is not a major problem, because we meaning the United States, have immense resources. So if you, like you personally, one person, you can get your debt, if you want to borrow, against your assets. That is, maybe you can have 20%, 30% of your net worth could be supplemented by debt. The people will lend you because of you have security. United States has significant assets. So this 38 trillion debt is not in my opinion, big deal. However, one thing I support the Trump's concept of this so-called sovereign wealth fund, which is of course it's new to the U.S. Because many countries like Norway, Switzerland, Middle East countries, they all have this sovereign wealth fund, and that's how they create. And here, we haven't started it. We just started.
Yeah.
I mean, if you make an effort to really, with some kind of a caveat, we create the fund and create the wealth, that will be only used to pay down the debt.
Yeah.
And if you have that relationship, then the debt paying may not be a major
Okay.
thing because we have that. So people are worried about, oh, this debt is going, but I think we have a roadmap which could be done to take
Well,
care of
good. I'm gonna not worry about that anymore. I've worried about that for the past 30 years or so. I remember when Clinton had a balanced budget. That was a good year and a half there where we didn't. It was negative. But okay, back to your book because I got a few minutes left here before we have to wrap up this episode. But The Power of Laziness was really about creativity and innovation. How can a regular person, a regular entrepreneur, apply that fundamental to whatever they're doing, no matter what kind of business they're running? How can they use laziness and creativity to their advantage?
It's a great question. In fact, I think The Power of Laziness, this book, should be a subject matter taught in business school, MBA program. The reason is people, in order to be creative, they have to really not thinking of alone the return on the investment, return on the, most business schools teach finance, how to do this, how you have. The best way to get the better return is by being innovative and creative and encourage workers or employees or team members to really recognize their value and make them contribute and think smarter, work smarter, produce smarter rather than work. You see, many of the companies is there looking at, how many hours you are putting in, how much you are doing. It's all, like everybody has to come to the office and stay and do work. That should be changed into the compensation, or their personal return should be based on their contribution in innovation. So that is the message I want to bring through the book, that this is better for, of course, the individual, because he will get two benefits. Benefit one, he will produce more, and also psychological, he has achieved something more. It's not like grinding, doing the same thing again. Against his interest, it is more. Many people, unfortunately, they hate to go to work because this is a kind of a, routine, whatever they do.
Boring, yeah.
Right, boring. Whereas the book at least suggests you do what you can do in that area, how you can make it better, so smarter. So the power of laziness is the contribution to business. So business school should promote rather than, how you work, spend the time and get these things. Nobody cares. You don't need to even come as long as the result speaks. So that's the approach I'm trying to promote, and that's what AI is all about.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a moment. We wrap up here the last 5 or 6 minutes. In terms of creativity, do you believe creativity can be taught and nurtured, and a person can become more creative as they go?
Yeah, exactly. Certainly. Everybody is creative. In fact, I even think I would tell everybody should write a book about their life, because every story is unique. So people are creative, but they don't have the opportunity to create, because they need support. Creativity is not just one person. It is the team effort, but each person can contribute. So you have to give them opportunity to be innovative. And if once the opportunity is there and they know everybody can be, everybody will not be exactly the same. You cannot get Elon Musk in everybody, but, everybody has certain part of Elon Musk's brain, no question about it. But given that needs to be promoted in the management, meaning people who run like if a founder, a new entrepreneur is starting, he has to bring people and give the freedom and start being how to do things better, smarter. So that everybody can do it.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for saying that, because I believe the same thing, that we are born creative, right? Every little child can have great imagination, and sometimes schools drive it out of them, but we're all born creative. So I completely agree with that. Here's the biggest question I want to end with, and we're going to do another podcast, because I've been storing up questions for you for a couple months now. I haven't had a chance to call you, but I've got a bunch of them here. The only one I want to ask today in terms of Life with AI, your other book, and The Power of Laziness is, do you think AI is making us smarter or dumber?
No, I think AI is making us smarter.
How?
AI, see, of course, anything can be made bad. Like when we had a nuclear, the concept came into being. It's nuclear energy, nuclear things, which are all positive. The nuclear weapon, nuclear, potentially to do harm to the whole, you can completely wipe out the whole humanity.
Right.
AI is somewhat similar to it. AI is, take for example, the sunshade. Sunshade can make if it is done right, it can make the temperature could be
Yeah.
smaller. But at certain location based on how you play it,
Yeah.
make Norway into Middle East. Make it so hot the Norway wouldn't look like Norway anymore.
But-
So anything can be done into good or bad. So
Right.
the mankind or humanity should take the leadership and look for how it benefits the continuation of the mankind. So like a coin, there is both sides. One is
Yeah.
probably good, one is bad, but you have to select the one. Which is
Certainly
good.
having a genius in my pocket, right? Having somebody who can answer questions I can't answer, is helpful to me as an entrepreneur, right? I can look something up. Oh, thank you for that answer. I might not store that answer. There's been a recent study from MIT about test scores going down because we're depending on AI for our answers so much that we don't retain what we're getting out of it. We're just using it, and I don't think I'm getting smarter with this stuff. I think it's making me more efficient. It's making me work faster, better. But
the
in my
smartness-
internal brain,
that is not the smartness you want. What is happening is, like when I was young, or people come from India,
Yeah.
they can add, multiply, they can do division in this, fraction of a second in your head.
right?
With the kids today, or my grandkids, and they don't know how to add, they don't know how to subtract, they don't know how to multiply.
Got a calculator, yeah.
They are much smarter than when I was. These are small trivials. It's not, smartness is not what you believe to be smart when you were young. Today, smartness is quite different. They know, for example, my grandson is only 7 years old. He knows how to look at every airplane in the air throughout the world, where they are, what the height they are flying. He can go and look. I mean, I never knew. Even today, I can't do it. As an example, it's different because that is his interest to see what is happening. So smartness and the creativity is a function of time, and not like, okay, you need to do this and you become dumber. No, AI will make you much smarter, but not what we know being smart.
More critical thinking skills are still a human experience, and the basic stuff, or the speed, of course, of AI. But a lot of people using AI for creativity now. I'm sort of concerned about our artists, people who are looking at paintings and whatnot. And
No, but artists, they can still add to it. It is AI. It's almost like, we'll say garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
So of course, AI can be used for that. But if you are creative, you can enable and enhance your ability, whether it is art, whether it is literature, or any areas. I mean, your creative part makes AI much more. So it's a combination of both. It's not one replacing the other, in my opinion.
I love it. I love your positivity and everything. That's great.
I'm a half full guy. I've been
Oh, you're
always-
more than half full. You're like 80%, 90% full. Way more than half.
full meaning, when I see, even if it is many people are half empty, they look at the same thing and say, "Oh, it's half empty, it's bad." No, I say it's half full. It's a good thing. It's
a
like
good
this friend of mine told me a story. I just want to give that. This is not mine, but a friend gave me a story. He said he has two boys, two children. And one is this half empty person, and the other one is half full person. So he bought some gifts to both of them, and one day, and the half empty person got, in fact, a gift to us. Lot of expensive toys and things like that. He opened it and he said, "This is all I got. I mean, I should have got much more." So he was not happy to see that gift.
Yeah.
This half full person, the same father brought with us package there was horse poo-poo in that package.
I know this
So
one.
this boy looks at it. He said, "Oh, where is my pony?" So he was so happy to see that, thinking this is because
My
I'm-
dad told me that joke years ago, Mohan. I love that one. It's so appropriate. It's got to be a pony in here somewhere.
He said, "Well, no, I know this is not my joke. Somebody told me.
Yeah,
I kind of relate that in a sense. How full is much better.
Yeah, you know, when we had Navneet at our first Visionaries Roundtable, he talked about AI globally, which most people in America don't even think about that, because America, what, 5% of our global population is the United States. The rest of the world, he's like, well, AI is going to bring water to people who don't have clean water. It's going to help raise the standard of living to the majority of the planet.
Correct.
So I think I love your more than half full perspective on that, because I happen to believe it as well. Man, we gotta have another call like this. I got so many more questions for you, but I gotta go now.
Certainly. Thanks.
Thank you so much for being on the show today, Mohan. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I'll be happy to. We can connect again. And thanks again. And people, those who want to reach out to me, you can come through you, and I'm very, very happy to.
That's right. You got show notes below here. If you didn't take notes, the notes are below here. You can get those, download those notes, connect with myself or Mohan. Happy to chat with you. We're very accessible. Thank you so much for being on the show today. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks again.
Beep. Okay, I'm going to do one quick thing here just for the recording. I'm going to keep recording. I haven't gotten a fresh testimonial from you. Would you mind give me a quick testimonial about Author Your Brand and helping you out with your?
Oh yeah, sure. How do you want to be in a written form?
Just say my name is Mohan Ananda, and Doug and his company's helped me publish five books.
Yeah. You know, as a matter of fact, you know what I would love? I'm fine. I can do myself.
Yeah.
But if you can send me something you want, I'll clean it up. I mean,
Okay.
I'll make it better.
Perfect.
So that
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
So just email me something, and I will make it.
Somebody was commenting on my testimonials are kind of old. I need to get some fresh ones.
No,
in
no,
there.
no. I will do it, but I don't want to miss something. But if you can give me some.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you
guidance-
some. You could do it on your do it from the farm in India. I want to
Yeah,
see
I'll do it.
the mango grade. What do you grow there?
No, that's no problem. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, that's
Okay, very good. Have a great time in India.
Yes, we will
Look,
connect.
as soon as I hear from the hardcover, I'll let you know, and I'll send you the Visionary schedule probably on Wednesday or Thursday. So when you land, you'll have the email. So get to it whenever you can.
Yeah, and also that Power of Laziness actual book ordered. If you can, I mean, I don't know whether it'll come in the next 2 days, but at least you can check.
Yeah, it's going. I think it goes to Westlake Village address.
Yeah, I know that's the address, but
I ordered author copies right away, so they should. I'll have to take a look at the shipping thing and see. Place the order. Oh, I ordered a copy for myself. Power of Laziness. I used my card. We'll find out. I'll take a quick look here. Recent orders. Arriving December 21st, December 27th.
Oh,
10 copies.
December. Okay. Okay, that's no problem. And then I'll be back only in January, so I'll get it.
Okay. But you got hold on a second before I go to my next. You got some of these things already, I think.
Which one?
You got
My all other books came.
these came. Okay, good.
All the other books came.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
whatever
have
it
10
is.
of these coming.
Yeah, that's the one which is December. Yeah, that's the end of the month. I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
No
that's- so
problem.
that's-
Yeah, that's okay. Then I won't have the copy until then. That's okay.
Got it. Okay. All right, my friend. Once again, a pleasure. Have a great time in India.
Thanks.
And
again.
I'll email you.
Okay. Thanks. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.